In this chapter, we're going to talk about how you can scale while you can still having the same ROAS. We have analyzed this a little bit in the daily loop theory in the previous videos where you are scaling with different countries, different creatives and all of that. But there is one very important thing over here. Sometimes people like to overcomplicate things. It's not wrong, it's not something wrong, but it's how the people think, you know. They think that I should touch this, or maybe to try to change this. And a lot of times it doesn't influence a lot the results if your ad account or your product is working really well, because over there you can forgive mistakes, but some other times it's, it's causing problems where you shouldn't have these issues. You are having a structure, a campaign, for example, that you're seeing, for example, that lookalikes, stacked lookalikes are working very well for you. You know that you're doing a CBO with 204 ad sets and you're working very well with that. What is the point for you to keep testing other structures with other creatives? So you're testing two things at a time. The one thing that it's a common sense, it's not any rocket science, it's something that it came out from my need of not getting fired in ad accounts, is to work with the one variable rule. What is this? Try to fix one thing at a time. For example, if I have the structure which I said earlier, 200 stacked lookalikes with 4 ad sets, what I'm going to have over there is a structure that I trust because it's already working on my ad account. So I don't trust it just because, I trust it because I see the results. So based on these results, I'm trusting this structure. I know that it's working. So what am I going to do? I'm going to change the creatives. And now if this campaign is going to fail, I can blame the creatives. There's no point for me to go and test another structure with another set of creatives. So I'm using exactly the same structure, other creatives. If it doesn't work, I know that I can blame the creatives. The opposite now. Do I want to test another structure that I want to see if it's going to work or not? For example, do I want to test, instead of lookalikes, an ASC campaign and see if it's working? Take your best creatives, even if they're going to cannibalize each other, it doesn't matter. Take your best creatives, put them in a campaign like this, and then you know that if this campaign is not going to work, if you have different CPMs and stuff, because you can compare CPMs between the same creatives. So if your CPM is 50, and the CPM that you're getting in the CBO with lookalikes, it's on 20, that means that your pixel is not ready yet to go in an ASC campaign. That being said, you are comparing though same creatives. Why? Because the creatives are being influenced, are influencing also the CPM. We're going to see this on the next chapter. We are having this effect over here that the creatives influence the CPM. That's why you need to have the same creatives when you're testing different structures in order for you to be able to define which structure is working and which structure is not. In other words, work with one variable at a time. And that being said, is it going to be the product which is the same variable? Is it going to be the structure? Is it going to be the creatives? Is it going to be this and that? Don't just go like a headless chicken and just do this and this and this and this and this at the same time in your ad account, causing friction and a lot of problems, and maybe you even not getting some data that you can analyze properly that you have paid for. You have paid for this data and you don't have enough data because you're just doing too many things at the same time. Closing this video, I want you to remember this. I have showed you ad accounts in my YouTube channel or also in this course that I'm having multiple campaigns, that I'm doing the same structure again and again, different creatives, daily loop theory, all of this kind of stuff. Perfect. The only thing that you have to do is that you need to now start working with bigger campaigns. Okay, same structure again, it's going to be the lookalikes. You will just have to find the new structures that are working for you. Get out of your comfort zone and start working with campaigns like, instead of working with a 200 campaign, with a 400 campaign. Then when you establish the 400 and you see that you can scale more, you don't have the daily loop, you have creatives, blah, blah, all of that, then establish $800 campaigns. Why? Because the bigger campaigns are going to help you scale more. I know a lot of times from people that I see working with multiple campaigns that, for example, they work with a structure of $100, and the moment that they do a 200, 300, they start lowering the budget, closing ad sets and go back to 100, which is their comfort zone. Eventually, you will have to come out of your comfort zone and go outside and do bigger campaigns in order for you to be able to scale the ad account. Because if you do multiple campaigns with small budgets, this is going to slow you down. After some point, you need to start doing bigger budget campaigns. Again, with the one variable rule. Testing one thing at a time. Maybe it's going to be a different budget and different assets in order to test the structure. You are going to do this with some creatives that you have seen that they're doing exceptionally well, and you're going to try to establish it with these creatives in order for you to try to scale it, for example, okay? And all of that is going to happen again and again and again. You will have good campaigns, and then when you establish in your new comfort zone, for example, instead of $200 campaign, it's going to be a $500 campaign, or an ASC that you have tested and it's a 400 ASC, then you're going to start immediately your new testing creative with this kind of campaign of 400 because you know that it has worked, you were able to optimize it and stuff. The last thing and the most important thing to understand is that the optimization, it's a character thing. I always like to talk about it with my students and I say this. I'm a character, for example. Sadly, I go to, for example, to a restaurant and I'm going to almost order the whole menu. Okay? What did you expect? That I'm going to have an ad account with just one campaign? No, it's not in my character, it's the way that I work. There are other people that they are less aggressive, for example, and they're going to do less campaigns. There are other people that they are more composed and they're not going to be really aggressive into their optimization. Also, the one variable rule. Do you think that in my life I work by just having a lot of variables in my life? No, I have a very structured life and I do this again also with my life. So all of these things are things that you need to adapt to your character, to your personality and all of that. Just take whatever you think that you can do, and whatever you think that it's outside of your character, try to find your own path. That's totally fine with me. But understand that I'm teaching you something which is closer to my character. You just have to make it yours. And one thing that you have to really understand and work with is to get out of your comfort zone all the time, because if you don't, you are never going to excel and become better on Facebook ads. And one way for you to get out of sight of your comfort zone is, while you think that you are the king of the $200 CBO campaign and you optimize it very well, to go to a $400 campaign and be afraid, feeling that you cannot optimize it because you don't know how many ads to put. If you do that all the time, you will become better and you will become fearless, because fear is one of the major factors that we are having when we're scaling, and it's holding us away from actually scaling. And if you overcome your fear by just putting yourself into the test again and again and start trusting more the things that you can achieve, then you're going to be able to scale and you're going to be able to adapt to each ad account, and you're going to learn Facebook ads in a deeper level instead of you being afraid and have to follow a blueprint in order for you to be successful, or thinking that you will be successful with that way. I'm not saying that you should be like me. I'm just saying that you should understand what kind of character you are and adapt. And I don't care if you're an asshole, if you're a good guy, it doesn't matter, okay? Just adapt the strategy to your character and to things that are more in your comfort zone until you go again outside of your comfort zone and exploring other things. I will see you in the next video.